Hey everyone, Minutia Minute here, and as you can see, we have a huge array of card packs that could potentially be opened today. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you everyone who voted in this week's poll. We had more participants this week than last week, which is awesome. I love the audience participation, and you guys pretty resoundingly voted for me to let the dice decide what we would open today. So as you can see, I've got this 8-sided die right here and 8 different choices to choose from. So working from left to right, if we roll a 1, we'll open the Tomb Raider collectible card game Quest deck. There are 4 different decks that I have that I got online. This is one of 2 that were released initially in this collectible card game that was pretty short-lived, so I opted for this one, just kind of picked it at random. Next, we have 3 booster packs from the Wars trading card game. They are all from the Incursion set. We'll open those if we roll a 2. If we roll a 3, we'll open 3 packs of the Shadowrun trading card game, continuing on that rabbit hole. If we roll a 4, we're going to open up 2 packs of the Rocketeer movie cards. I had to include these in this game after watching Cole's Comics claims. He just ripped a pack of these on his channel. I actually have a complete set of these, including a whole bunch of sealed packs, so I pulled 2 out. I thought it'd be fun just to revisit this set. I did a Rocketeer video a few months ago where I kind of showed off some of those cards. If you want to check that out, feel free. If we roll a 5, we'll be opening the Star Trek Next Generation customizable card game. We've got both a starter deck and 2 booster packs. This was released by Decipher, who did the Star Wars customizable card game. I've never played this one, but I've heard some people talk about it. It has its own dedicated fan base. Now, if we roll a 6, we're going to open 3 packs from Star Wars Destiny. This is a trading card game that we have not talked about before, but I am a huge fan of this game, and we'll definitely be visiting this sometime soon if we don't today. If we roll a 7, we'll be opening a starter deck and 1 booster pack from the SimCity card game, which I've never opened any of these before, so that'll be kind of a trip if we do that. And then finally, if we roll an 8, we'll go ahead and open up our Star Wars customizable card game Enhanced Premier deck. This is 4 15-card unlimited Premier expansion packs with 1 premium card, which you can see on the front here is the Obi-Wan with lightsaber card. So we've got our die here ready to go. Let's go ahead and roll. I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but we'll see how we do. Okay, so we rolled a 1, which means we are going to be opening up the Tomb Raider collectible card game Quest deck. That actually works out really well because I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked the poll in a little bit, but I think this was the number 2 choice after letting the dice decide in the poll. So, fan favorite choice. Let's go ahead and crack into this sucker and see what we got. Okay, so as I said before, this is a weird card game because there's all kinds of things rattling around in here, and typically you don't get that with CCG starter decks. So we'll go ahead and open it up from the side here. And looking at the interior, so we do have a deck. We've got a whole bunch of little tokens of some kind. Clearly have a rule book, and then we've got some dice and some kind of a figure. Interesting. So looking at those first, we got our little dice. No big deal. Got a zillion of those. We've got a little Lara Croft Micro Machines situation going on here. Okay, and then, oh man, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so first up, we've got a bunch of little tokens for gameplay. It seems like this is going to be more of a board game than a card game. We've got some kind of interesting depth measurement card. Is this going to be like a miniatures game? I don't know. We have got the official rulebook for the Lara Croft collectible card game. As usual, it looks like it's about a zillion pages long. And then last but not least, we have got a starter deck. There's the card backs. Classy 90s CGI card back here. And then it also comes with one booster pack. So if you look for these Tomb Raider booster packs online, if you want to get a booster box of these, it's actually really expensive to get a booster box of these, whereas the starter decks are, I think I got all 4 of them for 20 bucks if I remember right. So kind of crazy. Cool that they include one in here. So taking a little bit closer look at the manual before we actually dig into the cards, first thing I notice is the art on the outside of this is really cool. It definitely has sort of like a big box PC vibe to it, which is neat. And then we have a sequence of play on the back, which is certainly pretty convenient. So we start with the ready round, where presumably you ready all of your cards. 2, you take an action round in which you can move, explore, play obstacles, attack other raiders, or defeat obstacles. Now, this does have a solo play mode, so presumably attacking other raiders is other Tomb Raider players with their own deck, so you might not do that if you're doing a solo playthrough, which I do intend to do at some point. We'll open up these cards and we'll see just how hard it is for me to learn this game. But if I have time, maybe I'll bring that to you guys next week. If not, it'll be in a future week sometime. 3, we have the search round, no idea what that does. And then 4, we have the draw round in which we can discard, draw for new cards, reset everything, save and reload. Yeah, certainly don't know what that's about. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into our starter deck. We should have a convenient way to open this. There we go, right in the front. Perfect. All right, so right on the front, we have got Lara Croft Treasure Hunter. This is apparently your primary character card. What do they say in that movie? Bury this thing in the sand for 1,000 years and it becomes priceless. How right they were. First thing I'm going to note is it is hard to read the text on here. White on a beige background, maybe not the best choice. Another thing worth noting is this is allegedly the exclusive Lara Croft variant card. So exclusive, it comes in every single pack of starters that you buy. All right. Next up, we have an action card steal item. Again, kind of difficult to read. I'm actually having a better time reading it through the camera because the camera is bringing the black out against the blue background. But if you're looking at it in person, it's really tough. And you can actually barely even tell, but there's actually flavor text on here. It's cool that they've got actual renders from the game as the art on this. As much as something like this is cooler, this is kind of a neat little novelty. All right, next up we have Lara Croft Adventurer, which is a Power 2 character upgrade. Interesting. I'll put that with the Adventurer card. All right, we've got Magnum Pistols. Look at that chunky PlayStation rendering. Awesome. All right, next up we have a small meta pack. All right, we have another action. Shoot Trap. Hasta la vista, baby. A hidden exit. Add an exit in any direction to your location. Run. Action. No sweat. Back home, I have to run further than this just to answer the phone. Yes, you live in a very bougie mansion. We know, Lara Croft. Action. The way through. There's just got to be a way to get deeper into the tomb. Pit trap. Obstacle. Man, this is getting hard on the knees. It could be worse. The next one could have spikes. Oh. That's funny. I would assume a card like this is played against another raider. All right, we have another hidden exit. Just made it. Action. Take aim. Man, it's just a gas looking at the old PlayStation renders on these cards, to be honest. All right, we have another trap obstacle. I peek my eyes peeled in places like this. There are just too many places for things to hide. Bats. One thing I'll say about the quality of these cards is they're well laminated, but they're like not sticky, but they have a weird texture for sure. Not sure what's going on there. All right, we have a save point, and that's a trigger discovery card, which the hidden exits are also. Interesting. All right, we have another creature obstacle, wolves. Come on, you want some of this? What about you? Red Riding Hood this. Another pit trap. Push. We have a dart trap. These dart traps are ingenious. I should get some for the entrance to the mansion. Now, technically, I should probably try to do these in a Lara Croft voice, but don't worry, I won't embarrass myself in front of all you guys with that. Dark. All right, there's your classic 90s Tomb Raider cheesecake. All right, this is an action. Snoop ahead. I think I'll trade this for whatever is behind door number 2. Spiked slope. That was close. Just snagged my clothes. Mental note. Wear a tighter shirt next time. Backpack. Some women carry a purse. How many purses have you seen that can carry a dozen metapacks and enough ammo for a small army? That's a pretty good little joke at the expense of the Tomb Raider video game. Lost. One thing I never forget to pack is my sense of direction. There's some good flavor text in this. Gap, a trap obstacle. There's no real trick to jumping a gap like this. A running start is the key. Not going to disagree with that. Look again. Now, it's been a long time since I've actually played the Tomb Raider video game. I'm sure some of the images in here are like specific references to like tombs and stuff, but it's been too long. I'll have to break that out and play it sometime. Hiroshi was a good friend too, a sharpshooting medalist. She never held back and was glad to show me everything she knew about handling a weapon. Fun fact, Tomb Raider was originally supposed to be an exclusive for the Sega Saturn. Just random piece of information I acquired at some point in my life. Obviously, it's famous for being on PlayStation. Since the Sega Saturn was underperforming so much, they had to make it multi-platform, and it became basically a mascot for PlayStation back in the day. All right, the way through. There's just got to be a way deeper into the tomb. An action. Triggered door. We've got some pixelated rope. Tomb entrance. All right, and looking ahead, it looks like everything else here are actual tomb cards. So I presume all these are in play at once, or like you set them up in a certain way and they get revealed as you're exploring. So next we have a safe chamber, which includes a save point. So I'm assuming these arrows are different places your little Lara Croft lady travels as you explore the tomb. This is interesting. I'm so curious to check out this game and actually play it. Definitely different than any other customizable card game I've ever seen or tried. All right, we have a treasure vault. Not all guardians are of flesh and blood. We have a slide. Aye! Slice and dice. Narrow crossing. Boulder passage. That looks like a D20. That's funny. End of the line. Dead end. Engraved passage. Uneven corridor. Jagged stones poke at my ankles and feet, making it hard to keep my footing. One more step. Wait, what was that click? Rough staircase. The dark granite stairway is crumbled and broken, crawling with bugs and rats. This place stinks like a New York taxi. No return. Bat shrine. Sharp bend. Moisture drips from the ceiling and down the walls. Foul smelling and sulfurous. It's so thick I can taste it. Broken passage. Enormous upheavals of earth have piled stone slabs against each other like so many children's books. That's a cool little bit of text. Dizzying heights. Blind corner. All right, and then we have a Power 1 treasure. So presumably this is the treasure you're going after. Idol of Fortune. Actually, I think it's my lucky socks. Okay, so just a quick overview of the various different card types we've got here. We've got our main player character. We have a whole set of locations. Not sure if these all get shuffled into your deck somehow when they're laid out, or if you lay it out in advance. It's got to be laid out somewhat in advance, seeing as you have, again, this little micro machine character to explore this card map that's been built up. We've got the idol that you are looking to find in the course of your journey, and then we've got various actions, tools, discoveries, all of which are intended to help you on your journey, and then a series of obstacles that get in your way. It's interesting because I'm having difficulty picturing how you could do this as a successful collectible card game, because there's so many card types you really have to have in order to play. It seems like you'd really have to start with one of these starter decks. You wouldn't be able to just hop in, buy a booster box, and get all the different cards that you need. But like I said, I'm going to take the time, learn the actual rules, and walk you guys through a game of this, because my interest is definitely piqued. So we'll wrap things up by opening up this 8-card booster pack. It feels very thin, not a lot of cards in here. So let's open this bad boy up and see what bonus cards we got. Wow, that's some light-duty plastic. So it doesn't say anything about rarity on these cards, so we'll just look through them and see what we got. The first thing I'm noticing is it doesn't feel like they're evenly cut, but whatever, doesn't really matter. All right, so we've got a character, Skateboard Kid. So kind of cool that we have an alternate character. He has slightly different stats than Lara Croft, but between both of them, they're all 2s or 3s, so interesting. I wonder if you can play as more than one adventurer, or if you have to pick a single adventurer to use. All right, we have an action, Over Encumbered. Travel light, that's what I always say. We have an Atlantis location. So, okay, yeah, that's weird. Man, this is a messy, messy CCG, I feel like. Probably would have been better as like an LCG or just straight up a board game. All right, we've got Deep Pit Trap, which is an obstacle. We have an action, The Way Through. I think we had that in the starter deck. We have a save point. We definitely had this one. We have a Cursed Idol. Hey, Pierre, I've got a present for you. And then finally, an action, Improvise. Some more vaguely cheesecake Lara Croft going on here. Give me some rope and a bit of cloth, some boot strings and duct tape, and I can jury rig just about anything. All right, so there you go. That is the Tomb Raider collectible card game. This is one of the 2 starter decks that the series launched with. Thanks for voting on the poll this week, and I hope you guys have a great week in cards. Thanks for watching.